Busy lifting drink, yeah, I stole a couple crates. Now I share it with the people, crooked lines getting straight. Give it to them, give them more. Breaking hinges off the doors, tripping off the metaphors. Take a listen, miss no mission.
Thought Criminal was my first album, my first piece of musical work. I was emceeing already for about 3 years before that, but I really wanted to put out something that represented my state of being, and I wanted it to represent what hip-hop and music did for me in my life as a person. You know, my music is very parallel to who I am as a person. So when I put together Thought Criminal, I wanted different sounds, and I wanted different soundscapes to depict, you know, what I was going through, or what I was trying to say, which ultimately the album goes from dark to light. You know, it was at a time where I was really beginning to find myself as a person, and I think I owe a lot of that to hip hop culture, and what it taught me. So that's what Thought Criminal represented. It represented a new beginning, you know, and it was just the start, man, the start of a lot of good things for me, musically and beyond, and it's never stopped since then. The move of putting music out on wax was probably the best thing I've done in my career, I feel. And it just gave so much more depth to it. It gave so much more. People really, a lot of people that support records and vinyl, they truly understand that experience. Not only did it help me grow musically, but as a visual artist as well, because all of our covers are handmade, so they're all unique art pieces. So I got more hands-on to it, you know. Artists make they make music, they do shows, but and a lot of artists always want to be more involved with the creative presentation of it, but sometimes they don't know how to approach that. And when making your own covers and selling your own records hand to hand, you really develop a connection, and you really learn to value your worth as an artist. When I did put out my first CD, and I eventually put out my second CD on vinyl, I'm sure I lost a couple people, because they were like, damn, you know, people like, you know, you get the comment, oh, you still make those, or records still exist, or how do you listen to it? But it's cool, because in a way you get to kind of teach somebody about it, or, you know, and it might open their ears, open their eyes to new things. So when it comes to making music, I like all different sounds. I like touching base. I like going into different realms, but maintaining my lyrics. You know, of course, like, you know, I gotta keep it raw. I gotta keep it on point. So, but for me, I feel like lyrics can always be on point, and you can still take the sound to different places. As long as you keep it ill, you keep it raw, it's gonna be tight. It's something I know, like from I heard from people, and like just myself. I guess like Love. I have a song called Love. It was on the first album. It actually was made in 2008 when I first started rocking. And I think that every time like I rock that song, every time I play that song live, especially for people who've been supporting me, it's a feeling. I can't really describe it too much, but that song always reminds me of why I started doing it. So, but I'm all towards the future, progressive, and my new album, The Funky Hudson 1, is real. I made it for Jersey, you know, Hudson County, but Jersey, period. And I think it's a fun joy, and I got to do that project I always wanted to make. And I don't say that like lightly, you know what I mean? The words and the beats. Shout outs to like King Who, because I think the project really came together once I heard King Who's production. Reminds me a lot of Eric Sermon, but King Who also gets real abstract with it, so he could go into different realms. So the Funky Hudson 1 was my way of killing all that noise and that folklore that Jersey doesn't get along, that Jersey can't do this, Jersey that. I've been hearing that since before I started making music, and I really don't believe it, you know, because since I started making music, and the artists that I know, we've been very unified, and we've been real vocal about that. So like, you know, I kind of put that project to kind of say, hey, you know, that's not entirely true. It was my way of paying respect to my peers presently, my way of paying respect to the pioneers, and also Hudson County, man, because I think like Hudson County's done a lot for music, and you know, you hear Newark, you hear East Orange, you hear different parts, but you don't hear too much from Hudson County, so I wanted to incorporate that. But overall, my message was for Jersey, so I made this particularly for Jersey. So. My music, for me, it started out as a healing process, you know, just to better myself, better my mind, better my thoughts. but it always it grew from that, you know. And now I understand the power, truly understand the power of words and the power of manifestation, you know. So as much as it could be a healing tool, it could be a great source of fun, great source of unity, and at the same time sustainability. You know, the culture started out to help people that, you know, were making a living in some way, to be able to make music off of something creative, something clean, something fun, you know what I mean, music. And that's what happened when it first came out, you know. It was a good way of living, you know. Of course it got, you know, to what it got to after time, but for me, my thing with music has always been like pure, just, it always came from a pure source, a divine source, you know. And I like to offer, I always felt like, and I'm big on like not like we were talking about before, I'm big on not talking about separating male and women or anything like that, but I feel like women sometimes people don't understand how creative we could be, you know what I'm saying, because a lot of other things sometimes get in the way, and I like to feel like I represent that creativity, you know what I'm saying, because it's purely just it's divine. It's a divine source of inspiration, but at the same time, like, you know, like I like to represent that balance, you know. I feel like my music lies in the middle, in between tradition and innovation, you know. That's like, and I hope to continue to feel that idea, you know. It's tradition, innovation, and I think that's truly what hip hop, that's the definition of hip hop to me, you know. So I like to work towards that. And overall, man, I just want to keep making great music. I want to keep evolving as an artist, keep evolving as a person, be able to continue to spread the music to different lands, different places. And there's a lot, man. I want to sell more records. I want to make more art, and I just feel like when you grow as a person, whatever you're doing is gonna reflect that. So as long as I'm growing as a person, I think my music's gonna be fine, and I think I'll be all right as a person. So that's number one, you know, making sure that I'm cool with self, and everything else will follow.
And if you live in life, then you could never ever die. I'm fucking up your mind.